we really cared, we could revolutionize our reality right now with the $2 trillion that we already have at our disposal. We're the richest group of black people in the world in terms of income. We're the 10th richest economic power on the planet. That is no excuse to not have no independent institutions. And the reason why we don't have none is most black people are not interested in being free. They're interested in being comfortable.
So, switch up real quick. So, knowing that they don't have no intention of giving us reparations, how do we come together to create our own form of income line to get our own money back instead of waiting? It's like the Jesus effect, waiting for Jesus to come out of the sky, not happening. Waiting for the government to give us something that they know we could take them out of power. It ain't happening.
Right.
That's this whole psychosis thing they're doing with us for us not to think of a self-solution plan and wait on their plan.
One of the psychological residuals of slavery is that it put in us an external locus of control for all of our problems. And so what I mean by that is every time a problem arises in the black community, we look for an outside solution. You know, we feel powerless. That's a symptom of powerlessness. Mm-hmm. I feel powerless. So any problems in the black community that need solving must be solved from outside of the black community. My biggest issue with reparations, and I support reparations. I mean, it came out of the Pan-African movement. We created the reparation struggle. Oh, wow. But one of the issues I have with the modern dialogue about reparations is we're totally ignoring the economic self-sabotage that we participate in every day. So right now, Philadelphia, Black Philly spends about $3 million on Christmas gifts. $3 million on Christmas gifts. Without a single independent black school in the city of Philadelphia, not one. How can you spend $3 million on Christmas gifts and you ain't got a single independent school? You don't have a black bank. We don't have you got United, which is 51%. And of course, that would not qualify as black in my book. Black ownership for me is 100%. But most black people look at black ownership as 51%, which I don't agree with that. I believe in all black everything. I believe in the Garvey way. You know, but my point is, while we're waiting for reparations, why are we not harnessing our buying power to change our reality? You know, $3 million on Christmas, that's just Philly. What is New York City spending on Christmas? What is Atlanta spending on Christmas? What is DC? What is LA? What is Houston spending? What is Detroit and Chicago and Milwaukee and Little Rock spending on Christmas? We have the economic ability to solve our own problems. But guess what? External locus of control. I'm not taking no responsibility for the destiny of the black community. I want the United States government to take responsibility for the destiny of the black community. If you got a black bookstore, if you got a cultural center, a cultural shop, a beauty salon, you must come and stock up on the products that ACAF has in here, coming directly to you from the mother continent of Africa. Hit that website, acaf.us, acaf.us, and show your black love, because there will be no black power without the black dollar. One love. If we really cared, we could revolutionize our reality right now with the $2 trillion that we already have at our disposal. We're the richest group of black people in the world in terms of income. We're the 10th richest economic power on the planet. That is no excuse to not have no independent institutions. And the reason why we don't have none is most black people are not interested in being free. They're interested in being comfortable. And we have to understand this point. We want to be comfortable. We don't want to be free. When we get upset at white folks and we riot and we have our marches and our rebellions, that is not done out of an energy of wanting emancipation. That is being done out of an energy where we are being denied participation. We want white people to accept us. That is the goal for most black people. We don't want our own anything. We don't want a black Wall Street. We want white folks to let us coexist with them. And that's never going to happen. The only reason why we are still in this country is because Abraham Lincoln could not find a country that would accept us on the eve of the 13th Amendment. Most black people don't know, but President Lincoln was negotiating with different countries. He was talking to Haiti. He was talking to Mexico. He was in conversation with Liberia. Abraham Lincoln wanted to get every black person in America exported to another country. He was working on this. Do your research. The last few years of the Civil War, he wanted us out. And this is why he waited so long to allow black men to fight in the Civil War, because he was trying to get black people out the country. Once they had to let us in the Civil War because they were losing, Confederacy was kicking the Union's ass, and Frederick Douglass said, you're running out of time. Your racism is going to get your country taken from you. And that's when they reluctantly agreed to let black folks in the Civil War in 1863, and we all know the story. We won the war for them. America is still America now because of the black man. But getting to my point, the only reason why we're still here is, number one, he couldn't get us out. And number two, we won the war for him, which almost made it necessary that they leave us alone. Not because we changed the way they thought about black people, but they were afraid. There was fear in this country that if you did not free the slaves, the U.S. colored troops would organize and turn against the government. And there would be a second civil war between the black U.S. colored troops and the government itself. Nobody talks about that. But we have to use our money to liberate ourselves, which means you have to find people who care enough about black independence to sacrifice their disposable income so we can build independent black communities. Everywhere I go, 50 states, 50 million blacks, that's about 1 million a state. Not a single black community in this country that has its own bank, own school, own supermarket, and what am I missing? Hospital. Bank, hospital, supermarket, and school. Not one. 50 million and $2 trillion a year. Unacceptable.